The one thing that I would tell anybody that was interested in a research career before they get into it is that researchers, they're not paid to think. And I know that sounds really counterintuitive, and a lot of people are going to be upset with this, but this is the idea behind what we actually do, is that thinking is wasteful. Thinking slows you down. Any time spent thinking will result in unproductive behaviors that take away from what you should actually be doing. We actually get paid to write. So any amount of time that's dedicated to things like data analysis, any amount of time that's dedicated to sitting around and thinking of harder problems is entirely wasteful. And it will actually destroy your career if you spend a great deal of time thinking, because you will not be as productive in the way that we measure things. I want you to think about how the research game actually measures what you're actually doing, measures your worth. It's based on the number of words that you put on a page. And if you get that in your mind, that your goal is to write 10 to 15 pages a day, even more, then you will do spectacularly well in the career. And if you focus on things that are more about writing and focus on things about getting things on a page, you will figure out the incentive system very, very quickly. And that doesn't mean helping out other people. It doesn't mean that you are focused on writing things that are very thoughtful. It's about writing, and that's it. That's the entire career. Is if you come into it thinking that you're much more of a novelist, you are Stephen King, and your goal, Stephen King has a goal, I think he wants to write about 10 pages a day. And if you write about 10 to 15 pages, you probably have to be more productive than Stephen King to do well in the career. If you do that on a regular basis, you will do okay. But if you spend time thinking, or if you spend time reading, or if you spend time doing data analysis, that's taking away from what you actually should be doing. The top people in the career, they actually don't do a lot of data analysis. They have other people that are doing data analysis. They don't do a lot of the things that you think about in terms of reading. They skim very short amounts of a particular paper. That's what we're actually taught to do, is to actually not read the paper unless you're taught by somebody that encourages you to do that. You're taught to skim, you're taught to read the abstract, and then you skim over everything else. And, at least for me, that's not the way that I was taught, and that's the way that I actually don't like that. And so I put a lot of demands on myself, and that's why I'm not productive in the sense of what it means to be research productive. I don't have nearly as many publications as somebody else at my stage of the game because I actually read things, or I'll actually try to spend some time helping out other people, or I do my own data analysis and I think about replicating what somebody else has done. All of these things slow you down. All of these things will make it more difficult for you to be successful in the career. I think those things are important, but the career doesn't. The market level does not think that those things are important. And so you have to constantly reconcile what it means to do well in the career and how you're actually going to survive in the career. If you are not writing 10 to 15 pages a day and you're writing things that are dedicated to your own research area, you're not going to do spectacularly well in the career. So what do you do to reconcile this? You have to just stand your ground, be okay with who you are, and know that you can walk away at any time. I know that that is a hard thing for people to hear, but coming into it, realizing, it only took me a little bit of time realizing that I wasn't going to do well in the career because I wasn't that kind of person. So I had to acknowledge that on the outside, I'm not going to look that good, but I'm going to try to do my best at any given time. I'm going to spend as much time thinking about things as I possibly can. I'm going to try to balance writing as much as I possibly can. I'm going to try to do all of these things that I think are important for the career. Once you get into it with that belief that you'll always be behind, that there are other people that don't do these things, like check their work or do data analysis or those kind of things, and you realize that you are going to be compared against them, you got to be okay with that. Or you're going to be compared against other people that just write a lot more than you do, or can write a lot more than you do, and you have to be okay with that. And even with the age of ChatGPT, there's going to be people that are going to be able to use ChatGPT better than you do. And so you have to be okay with that at any given time. As you practice this inside, you will get better and better and better with having this confidence, this quiet confidence, and being able to walk away and realize that you're never going to be good enough. And that's okay. Practice that. But know, if you get into the career, this is going to happen to you repeatedly. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.